I'm Chief Ibrahim A. Sarki, the district head of Waru, under Garki Chiefdom, Abuja Municipal Area Council, and this is my story.
I am Baron Joseph Okoli, Administrator, Igalamela Odolu Local Government Area of Kogi State, and this is my story.
I'm Senator Joko, and this is my story.
My names are Dr. Prince Desmond Odinakachi Madekenwa Onomuju. This is my story.
Today, Dr. Dixon Ako takes us through his story, success, challenges, and what has kept him going. Please stay tuned and be motivated.
I'm Dr. Dixon Ako. I came from Benue State, Idoma to be precise, from Ogboju in Otukpo local government of Benue State. I was born on the 10th of July, 1973 at Doda Barrack, Obalende, Lagos. I was born into the family of a retired master warrant officer with the Nigerian Army PT Corps. I spent the early part of my life in the barrack as a barrack boy. My father wasn't a commissioned officer, but I so much related with children from the commissioned officers, and I discovered then that they have more prospects than us because we are from the other rank family, and that alone challenged me in life, that if I don't embark on personal struggle, I may not get to the level of them. So when my father retired from the army in 1981, we relocated home to our country home in Ogoli, in Ogboju, in Otukpo local government. I was left with no other choice than to round up my primary school that I was undergoing in Army Children's School, Kitufa, to continue in a local primary school, LGA primary school in Ogoli, Ogboju. While in just for primary 6, after my first school leaving certificate, I was enrolled into Ogboju. I wrote several exams, federal common entrance, state common entrance, but because of the challenges of finance and because of the background, I was unable to get admission into some of federal government colleges or state government colleges. At the end of it all, I ended up in Ogboju Community Secondary School. In my early days in Ogboju Community Secondary School, and also with the lifestyle that we enjoy right from the army barrack as barrack boys, I enrolled myself into the Boy Scout movement. I was a Boy Scout and I rose up to the level of being a troop leader. Then after a brief stint in the Boy Scout, I moved on into Nigerian Red Cross Society. I was with the Red Cross for about 3 to 4 years and rose into the zonal leader in Idoma land. I was one of the zonal leaders, and when I got to Form 4, as it was being called then, I decided upon discussing with my parents that I cannot continue to remain at home because there is no prospect. Therefore, he should appeal to his senior brother in Kaduna. And he permitted me, and I traveled to Kaduna to continue with my study from Ugbo Community Secondary School, where I was the game prefect then. But while in Kaduna, I enrolled myself into government secondary school, Tafa Balewa Way in Kaduna. What I do to sustain my education then was that I would go to school early in the morning, close 2 o'clock, come back home, get myself ready, go to Kaduna Lawn Tennis Club. There, I was preoccupied with picking balls for big men, top government officials, white men, top military officers, and whatever they pay me as ball boy, I was using it to invest it into my study. And that was how, at the point, I started playing under 16 for Kaduna State. In fact, I played the first Adejumo National Lawn Tennis Championship under 16. So shortly after that, I was able to get my way through, finish my secondary school. But immediately I finished secondary school, at the age I was there, I can no longer be picking balls, and I can no longer be playing junior champion, and it brought a tremendous challenge to my life. So what I did now was that I started thinking, what do I do? I was able to conduct a research, look into my life as a barrack boy, the impact of being a Boy Scout in my life, the impact of being a Red Cross member in my life, and the Army Cadet Corps that was that I engaged myself with when I relocated to Kaduna. My uncle that I was staying with in Kaduna, after school during holidays, when we don't have serious things doing, he engaged us, we enter his pickup to go to Nigerian brewery to go and help him load his beer. He runs beer parlors. And at the time, against our wish then, because education was my cardinal focus, we were compelled to either sell beer, load beer, or clean the beer parlors in Abakpa in Kaduna. So ordinarily, if you are not focused, your aspiration would have been hampered. But I realized that the more that difficult challenges I was passing through, the more I should remain focused and remain irrevocably committed to my choosing endeavor. And I must have to tell you, without missing word, for me to have come to this level, I saw an unprecedented challenges. I've seen the worst in terms of what it takes to struggle. But one thing that kept guiding me is the fact that I did a little study on the American War of Independence. And what is all about the American War of Independence? Those who initiated it were fiercely resisted by those who want to maintain the status quo. But today, the same American War of Independence, unknown to some people, is what we call modern day democracy. So that alone guided me that whatever you are doing, or you are going to do in life, you may encounter some degree of difficulties. But when you remain committed, remain steadfast, and you don't allow yourself to be distracted, you get your result. Honestly, I'm telling you, you can go and investigate. I've been detained totally 7 years, 8 months by various agencies, various custody, whether from Alagmo Close, DMI, Civil Security Group in DMI, police headquarters in Moloney Street, prison custody Kirikiri, detained in prison custody in Kuje here, detained also in prison custody in Suleja. But rather than allow even police custody severally in Abuja just to stop me from pursuing this course. But what again gave me the experience, also gave me the courage to sustain it. I graduated from University of Abuja through self-effort. None of my parents have idea of how I midwifed my way, and I went to university, got a BSc Sociology. And you know, the concept of sociology is something that taught me how human beings relate with the society and what the dynamic nature of the society and what we should expect in terms of social organization, the challenges that you should expect. But thereafter, I went on back to the same institution, and now I've rounded up my course work in criminology, masters in criminology. So life generally depends on your determination.
Stay tuned and we will be right back.
There's what you call grand corruption, petty corruption, and systemic corruption.
Free education is the cheapest project the government can embark, unlike construction.
Small issues like lights, steady power supply. For me, that's the biggest issue.
We need to look at socio-political, economic foundations and resilience organizations for our teenagers.
Leadership is an opportunity for you to serve other people. And if you are not willing to serve, you have no business being in leadership.
My name is Ugochukwu Omeago. Grew up a young child with polio, survived it and succeeded through it as well. And went to the primary school here in Nigeria and went to a secondary school. Finished from the university here before I traveled to the United States, and have worked in several companies that are blue chip companies. I have built about 4 companies, and each time people see me, they wonder how I did it. But I'm so surprised that they're even shocked, because every human being, regardless of the circumstances you were born, you're always bigger and better when you realize that you have the power to be anything. And I'm sure that if you believe that you can and have the capacity, you can always be anything that you really want. And this is my story.
My motivation is that I look at how my father put up 29 years services in the Nigerian Army. What becomes of him today? Yes, are you with me? And I first challenge that I have to take the bull by the horn and struggle for survival, not only for myself, but for the generality and majority of Nigerian youth. You know, we are in life generally is God. When you take a decision, God help you, and when you are committed to actualize that your aspiration. Definitely, if I'm privileged to go all through my life again, there are some aspects that I know I may not encounter because I have been properly tutored by all the challenges and through my educational pursuit, and I have realized that no matter what in life that comes the way of a man, in terms of difficulties, in terms of challenges, it is not enough if you know what you are doing is genuine to distract you. The first process of self-realization is through family socializing of the individual person. Then the second is for the society to provide a veritable platform for this individual youth to realize their potentials through social engagement, through quality education, through proper sensitization. That is the only way that every young person or child can get it right in life. So based on this knowledge brought together and the fact that I realized that Nigeria provided one of the most conducive atmosphere for the youth to grow, but lacked a veritable platform for the youth to grow and realize their potentials, that now spurred me into coming up with what is today known as Peace Corps of Nigeria. It may interest you to know that the Peace Corps of Nigeria, is a body that has started from just a single room in Kaduna. Just brought few youth together, we formed a trustees, and we began the process of registering or incorporating it with the Corporate Affairs Commission under the Company and Allied Matters Act of 1990 per se. But today, as of the year 2001, all the states in Nigeria, I toured them by road alone, and I got approval to establish the Peace Corps in all their schools and colleges after running the pilot phase successfully in Lagos and by extension in Kwara State. So as of 2002 and 2001, all the states in Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory, God already given me written approval to establish the program in their schools and colleges. But an organization that started like a mustard seed, though with a lot of challenges mainly from one or two security agencies. But as of today, I'm proud to tell you that what I started like an innocent preoccupation of a young man has metamorphosed into an organization that the United Nations accorded special consultative status in the year 2000. Thereafter, in 2016, the African Union also wrote granting the organization a special consultative status, and this was based on our participation on UN programs across the world. So we have been to Brazil, we have been to Kenya, we have been to Switzerland to participate in UN organized program. And today we are happy that the program Peace Corps has been given international recognition by virtue of that consultative status, special consultative status accorded up by the UN and by the African Union. Then the federal government of Nigeria, through the Federal Ministry of Youth Development, also accorded us federal government recognition through the Federal Ministry of Youth Development. Then based on the our value-driven program that the Peace Corps which I pioneered was doing in schools and colleges, the Federal Ministry of Education in 2015 gave an approval that for the establishment of the Peace Corps program in all Unity colleges across the land. But I'm also happy and gladly to tell you too that so far so good, the organization has been given the national two chambers of the National Assembly passed a bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Peace Corps with a view to give statutory backing to the existing Peace Corps of Nigeria, which I initiated.
Alongside Timmy. Our viewers, my name is Honorable Yozuwa Johnson Agwanima. People call me EJ. That's my mission. Representing the good people of Eagle, Global Africa Conference, the heartbeat of the nation. And this is my story on AI. This is my story.
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 This is my story. This is my story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
This is my story.
This is my story. My brothers and sisters, this is my story.
There's what you call grand corruption, petty corruption, and systemic corruption.
Free education is the cheapest project the government can embark, unlike construction.
Small issues like lights, steady power supply. For me, that's the biggest issue.
We need to look at socio-political, economic foundations and resilience organizations for our teenagers.
Leadership is an opportunity for you to serve other people. And if you are not willing to serve, you have no business being in leadership.
And if you want to know, I'm very, very interactive. And the only way I unwind myself after a stressful day or stressful period is to go to club to play. Not club DJ where you have DJ play, but lawn tennis club to go and play lawn tennis. Thereafter, sit with people or personality or with my colleagues and have just socialize and live there. And again, one attribute of my own lifestyle that my community will always tell you, and maybe because of my background and what I pass through, that I don't pray for any young child to pass through. Every Christmas period, every December period for 3 weeks, you will not find me in any city. I will remain in my country home. the little I have to share wine and dine with the community. And also every Easter period is now the turn of my first child, Junior, to be among his peers in the same local community, to share goodwill with them by organizing party and interacting with people about it, with other children like him. So all these things, the challenges I have passed through, has guided me on how to relate with my fellow human beings. And as somebody anywhere I get to, across board, across the world, I will always make friends. And as I'm living there, those friends will have that high sense of missing me as I'll be living there. So my life, I don't think there's any aspect of my life that I should regret. Apart from the challenges I passed through, though the reward of those challenges, it toughens me. It makes me to be more conscious with social reality. And today, they are the guiding principle I'm using to succeed. This is my story.
And that's it on My Story today. For your comments and suggestions, please send a text or WhatsApp message to 0806 004 2843. Thank you for staying tuned.